So, I've been asked a lot about Israel, Palestine, and Gaza's chart. I've touched on it a little bit, but I haven't wanted to go super deep. My Gemini Chiron is screaming really loud. I want to be very respectful and clear. And I think there's some things that a lot of people are missing on my takes that might help. Astrology does not take sides, okay? It's not good or bad. This is why we talk about the wheel so much. The wheel just turns and the next lesson comes. Astrology does show us patterns of power, trauma, and change. It can reveal how nations embody archetypes and how certain transits can activate collective wounds. So that's what we're looking at, okay? Let's talk about Israel first. Israel's chart is loaded, and I mean loaded, with Leo placements, all presiding over its 10th house. So let's think about Pluto and Leo, the boomers, okay? Every time I talk about this, someone has to say something. And last time it was, wait a minute, no, most boomers are Pluto and Virgo. Don't say that too loud, because Pluto and Virgo people will kill you. I showed a meme one time that had, it was listing all the generations, and it called Pluto and Virgo, the second wave of boomers. I got ate up for that. I don't agree. The Pluto and Leo is definitely their own thing. Let's talk about Pluto and Leo. Baby boomers, right? What's their deal? Okay, what's that shadow side? They all are leaning in to that idea of the king, the savior, the one. Era of kings, one essential figure holding all the light that everything circles around. This energy can definitely manifest as like a drive for recognition, drive for dominance, yeah. And the idea, or some would say the myth, of complete sovereignty. Israel's south node sits in Scorpio, right on that Chiron, the wound of resources, the wound of survival, the wound of misinterpreting power, constant power struggles. The North Node, Taurus, is in the 7th house. Israel, to me, is the perfect example of not balancing the nodes and losing the head. 7th house would tend to be about balance and cooperation with others. It's not the house of lawsuits, it's the house of others and commitments. Sometimes paperwork, but that's not what it is. But they've lost their head, right? Instead of balancing the nodes, they have gone the other way and kind of sink into the shadow side of their south node and are still trying to attack and do whatever to get to that north node. North node in Taurus and north node in the 7th house. Obsession with land, with others. With land that is not your own is literally what that says. Anyway, obsession with the land, obsession with territory, obsession with control. What have we talked about with the boomers? What's coming? They have Pluto and Leo. We have transit Pluto moving through Aquarius. That'd be an opposition, right? Yeah, Israel's a baby boomer too, and they have their Pluto and Leo at the 12th degree. I know Pluto moves slow, and he's retrograding right now, but it's coming. Also, they have Saturn. Saturn will oppose. They have their moon, Pluto, Saturn, and Mars, all in Leo. Mars is the last one at that 28th degree, at the Cancer degree, at the household name, fame, recognized degree. Pluto right after that Saturn too is very telling to me. It's massive. Structures built on king energy and that control and that idea of the one, of the savior, of the Christ king. It's going to be time to face accountability and transform or die. Now, let's talk about Gaza's chart, Gaza specifically. Gaza's millennial chart, millennial baby, Pluto in Scorpio. And what's crazy is their Pluto in Scorpio is at the 12th degree. So Israel and Gaza's Plutos are in an exact tight-ass square. While Pluto moves through Aquarius, yes, Pluto and Scorpio will square, but Pluto and Leo will oppose. That's full moon energy. That's bringing everything to light. Nothing can hide. Pluto and Scorpio people know We are the generation of survival. Survival, death, and rebirth. You can't kill us no matter how many times you try. Gaza's Mars is at the 1 degree in Aries. We've been talking about that so much. A woman emerging from water and the seal hugging her. That's where Saturn and Neptune have been reversing. They're retrograding now. Saturn's at the 0 degree. Neptune, I think, is still at 1. They'll go back into Pisces by September. And then by February next year, they will full steam ahead into Aries. That's going to be a time to really watch what's going on in Gaza. Natal Mars is going to get hammered again. But as we see, Gaza hammers back. Because they are in their nodal return. Okay? Yeah, Gaza got the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo. Like, that doesn't say a lot. Palestine always has an issue when Saturn moves into Pisces. I have studied the hell out of that. It's like their Saturn return. It's really interesting. Instead of the Palestinian standpoint, the Gaza standpoint, and what different things you can read. Gaza has a lot of Capricorn placements. A lot. Who do we got? In Cancer. The big baddie that's opposing everything, making everything bigger. Jupiter. Remember when I talked about all the people that were meeting? Jupiter's the story. Jupiter, Jupiter, Jupiter. There's a tug of war of authority, responsibility, survival, territory, the land, nourishment. I need that Jupiter in Cancer opposing all their Capricorn placements to quit starving them. And don't forget, Israel got that Neptune in Libra. Who else has their Neptune in Libra? Oh my gosh, Donald Trump. He also has his Jupiter in Chiron right there. But Neptune is in Aries, so eventually it will be going through a Neptune-Neptune opposition. We talked about the Pluto-Pluto opposition, remember with the boomers, and how life-changing that can be. Yeah, Israel's going through that. Also doing their little Neptune dance, like all the other old guys, Bernie and all them. This can be a transit of like a disillusion, a lot of questioning ideals, perhaps rewriting spiritual identity. It's going to feel like fog and loss because we know that that's what Israel is really going to try to do and lay that hammer down. But it's also a massive time for breaking illusions. So I hope we do that. But it's going to be confusing. Okay, the bigger picture. Israel. Think Leo King energy. Facing its Pluto opposition in Aquarius. Challenged by the energy of Aquarius, the uprising, the collective, the people seeing, the people being able to communicate. For the first time, we actually know what's happening, right? Because of the cup, we got to see the truth. We got Gaza, who has Pluto in Scorpio, Mars in Aries. They got the fight in them. They got the most powerful fighters in their places, okay? They're going to go through a nodal return. All the cycles, they are not small. They are tectonic, okay? We are earthquaking. We are moving. This is big generational astrology at work. Leo, Pluto energy, clashing with Scorpio, Pluto energy. I saw someone on Facebook be like, why do you liberals just care about Palestine? Because it's the same fight. It's the same fight. Just in different ways. It's Pluto and Leo squared with Pluto and Scorpio. They've had that king shit for too long. We're here to destroy it. If you have Pluto and Capricorn babies, they're here to rebuild it. Each energy, of course, carries its own wounds, its own shadow. I'm not trying to say it doesn't. What is absolutely clear is big shifts are coming. Like, you don't have Pluto transits, and especially with Saturn and Jupiter and all this shit, and nothing happens like that. No. Power built on domination does not survive Pluto oppositions. Doesn't. And then in Pluto and Scorpio, we're going to run in on that. We're going to say, hey, anybody order some resilience? We all just came up from the underworld. We're going to go deeper, way deeper on my Patreon. Have a good day. I would love to hear your thoughts, but please be respectful in the comment. Respectful, I mean, like, don't get me in trouble because I'm already in trouble. I'm Pluto and Scorpio, baby. I am from hell. Is this the battle of light and dark? Is King energy really the light? We're going to figure out a lot of things.